Hi guys, I'm Kevin Evangelista. Welcome to Rationale, and I've got something weird for the very first video on this channel. It's an unboxing of a mechanical keyboard, which shouldn't be very weird for this channel, but it's kind of like unique in the sense that Lenovo did not send me this keyboard to make content out of. Instead, I won it from an event. I was able to attend Lenovo's year-end or year start party. Thank you very much, Lenovo and 888 for inviting me. Of course, it was a nice party. I got to meet my brand friends from Lenovo and my media friends. Of course, as is customary in those parties, there was a raffle and I won a mechanical keyboard. Originally, I was just going to give this away to one of my friends or to my wife to use. But when I kind of searched for this on Google, I found something very interesting. A lot of people are asking about this keyboard, but there's very little content made about this keyboard. So I figured, what the hell, let's put it on the channel. So this is the Lenovo Legion K510 Mini Pro gaming keyboard. As we can see, it is an RGB mechanical keyboard, but it's got a few things to it that make it very interesting, especially for people that are very new to owning a PC or just getting into the interest of mechanical keyboards. So let's check it out. As we can see, the K510 arrives in a box that's very Lenovo. It even has that Lenovo tag. It is from Legion. Legion is the gaming sub-brand of Lenovo, and because of that, I assume that this is made for gaming. Here in the box, it says that it's a 75% compact size keyboard. Sure, it has hot swappable switches. Okay, game mode key for focused play. We all know what that means. It just disables the Windows key. Translucent keycaps, very interesting. It's got RGB and detachable cable. Regarding that detachable cable, it is not a wireless keyboard. I have searched. It just has a detachable cable. So if you have a keyboard set up right now that has a detachable cable, you can easily swap out the one on your desk for this one. Upon opening up the box, we can see that it comes with a braided USB Type A to USB Type C cable. Very nice. And we have a keycap and switch puller. We get manuals that we will instinctively ignore. Then the keyboard comes in a very nice closed cell foam mold and some wax bag to protect it. Get this out of the way first because my desk is not that big. This is the Legion K510 Mini Pro gaming keyboard. I can see here on the B-cam that it looks like a standard keyboard. Looks like a standard black keyboard. I'm not sure if this is going to register correctly, but the tops of the keycaps are matte, but the sides of the keycap are smoky black transparent, which makes it look very, very interesting. Look at that. So it is a 75% keyboard, as we can see, which means we still get the entire F row. The modifier cluster is kind of like smooshed over here to the right side, and we get the relatively standard bottom row keys. And this is also something that's very interesting to me because this is the first time I've seen this on an external keyboard. It has a Copilot button. I understand that Windows would like to partner with a lot of hardware manufacturers to really push Copilot, but this is the first time I've seen the Copilot button on an external mechanical keyboard, which is really good. I like using Copilot. All right, let's pull a keycap out. As we can see, this is the keycap. You can clearly see that the top is matte and the sides are translucent smoky black. Makes it look cool. Then underneath we get a brown switch. I am not sure if this is available in different switch flavors, but I got a brown switch here and it seems to be from Outemu. Yeah, these are Outemu switches, which are okay. I have a ton of these. Yeah, it's a brown switch, Outemu. It's a 3-pin switch. And if we look under the switch, we can see that even though the switches that came with it are 3-pin switches, this board is equipped for 5-pin. Yeah, if you buy one of these and you want to customize it, you can definitely do that. You can put 5-pin switches or 3-pin switches on there. The LEDs are not south-facing though, so that might affect some RGB-centric builds. Next thing I want to look at, let's pull out the spacebar. Spacebar looks to have no padding. It's becoming quite standard now, just to like dampen the very hollow sound of the spacebar. Yeah, I wanted to see if the stabilizers are pre-lubed, and they are. They are pre-lubed. Look at that. It's not an amazing amount of lube, it's just the correct amount of lube, but that's fine. We can also see that there is some EVA foam poking out of the sides here, so it seems to me that this top metal plate and the PCB is sandwiching some EVA foam. Not pour-on, but EVA foam is fine as well. Taking a tour around the keyboard, it is 100% plastic apart from the metal top plate. Looking at the underside, this is kind of like a letdown for me. It does not have flip-up feet. Too bad. No flip-up feet, it's a big letdown for me. Why would you do this, Legion? Why would you not put flip-up feet on your keyboard? Time to test it out, time to plug it in. And I've got just the funniest product to test it out on. The ROG Ally X. You would think that I would test out a Legion product with a Legion gaming handheld. But no, I do not have a Legion Go. Lenovo Legion, if you would like to send me one, that would be very much appreciated. A Legion Go 2. Or even the white one, the small white one. I forget the name of that. And look at that. Look at the RGB on this. This is the thing that a lot of people are going to miss, especially if they just see this on a shelf somewhere, not plugged in. The RGB, because of the translucent keycaps, just shine really well. Even though it's smoky black, the keycaps, it does very little to dull the RGB. It is very, very bright. Look at that. It is very bright. I like it. So apparently, to control this keyboard, you need to install the Lenovo Accessories and Display Manager software. I have read and agreed to the Lenovo license agreement even though I have never read a single letter from it. Why won't you let me press it? Okay, there we go. Alright, device list, Lenovo Legion K510 Mini Pro gaming keyboard. Then we can go to profiles. So profiles, you can see that you can control keyboard lighting on here. You can adjust the brightness, the direction of the animation of the RGB. There's a lot of choices here as well when it comes to oh, it's so hard. Let's select cloud. Oh, that one is a bit subtle, I guess. Sure. From left to right, speed. You can control speed 10%. There we go. We can select 100%, which looks nice, I guess. But I like the serpentine earlier. So yeah, you can control RGB. You can also turn on Windows Dynamic Lighting. Although, why would you? Because Windows Dynamic Lighting sucks. Then you can remap buttons. You can remap it to media stuff and macro stuff. You can't really remap it on a per key kind of thing. And as you can see here, the F row is grayed out. You can't really remap the F row, which is fine, I guess. I mean, you're not really going to be doing a lot of layers on this. It is a 75%. Then for macros, yeah, you can record macros. One thing that I would like to try out before I do a typing test on it is if the Copilot button actually works. Because as you can see here at the bottom, there is a little option print on here. So I feel like if Copilot doesn't work, it's going to be an option button. But if I press it, oh, it does launch Copilot. And it's a toggle too. You can press it once to launch Copilot, then you press it again for Copilot to go away. That's really good. Like I said earlier, I use Copilot very, very much. I very much prefer Copilot over other AI LLMs. Time for the last part, a typing test. So for this test, I am going to be pointing my mic to the Legion K510. So you can see, you can hear the fogginess of the keyboard. I have very little faith that this will sound good, but this test is very much required. sounds okay. But, you know, I am of a different standard than this. I mean, if this is your first mechanical keyboard, it's gonna sound okay, I guess. The typing experience is fine. It's a bit scratchy, but these are Outemu's, so these are like bargain bin bargain bin brown switches. I do suggest if you buy one of these, also buy a 75 key set of better switches than this. Also learn to take it apart as well, because I feel like this will benefit a lot from a bit more padding and a bit more what do you call that, chambering inside the body, because as you can hear, it is very hollow. That's why the space bar sounds like this, very hollow. Then the enter sounds like this. And funnily enough, if you listen to the escape key, which is at the very corner, which means it is not very chambered, it sounds like this. What? The escape key sounds really good compared to the rest of the keyboard. Even the delete key. The delete key sounds really nice, and the escape key, but everything else, it needs a bit of work. Relatively luckily, if you want to work on this, if you do end up getting one, and if you want to work on it to like make it better in terms of sound and typing feel, you can actually open this up. I can see the screws here at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see 8 mini Torx screws here at the top. So if you want to take this apart, just pull out all of the keys, then undo these 8 mini Torx screws, and Bob's your uncle. You can mess with it in any way, shape, form you desire. The last thing to discuss about this, price. And this is the part that I was very much surprised with when I Googled this, because this keyboard retails, at least here in the Philippines, for only 3,000 pesos. Technically 2,965 pesos. 3,000 pesos. That is very cheap for a keyboard of this quality. Then you also have to take into consideration that if you buy anything from Lenovo, you get points on their website, and you can use those points to lessen the price of this. I have seen a report that someone bought a PC or something, and it had freebies with it, but they also had the option to use the points that they got from that purchase to make this only cost 1,400 pesos. That's a steal. At that price range, this is a steal. 3,000 pesos is like, what? A bit north of $50. As a starter keyboard, it's really nice. It has software, it has nice features, it has nice aesthetics, and it's not over-designed like other gamery keyboards out there. So yeah, I can definitely recommend this. I can see myself recommending this if you have points on the Lenovo Legion website, or if it's very easy for you to get one. There is some competition in that price range, like the 3,000 peso price range for mechanical keyboards. But if you are going to be using your Lenovo points on this, if you can get it at like 1,400 pesos, even just under 2,000 pesos, this is a steal. This is an actual like really good deal. So yeah, I am probably going to be giving this to my wife for her to use on her PC. Her PC is just like right outside the frame over there. These printers, these are not mine. This is the start of her desk. But yeah, I am going to be giving this to my wife. Anyways, that's the rationale on the Lenovo K510 Mini Pro gaming keyboard. If you have any questions about this, please leave them down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. While you're there, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, if you want to buy one, I'll put affiliate links in the description. Alright? Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.